Good evening, everyone. I want to try to deliver two messages. I want to thank all of the organizers, and I won't thank them all, but certainly, because I'm going to do a universal thanks, but I want to highlight certainly Jerry Mondesire, our great president, NAACP. Please recognize Jerry and all the NAACP members and the organizations. Chad Lassiter, from Black Men at Penn, and Saul Raven Jones, Damon Jones. I want to thank many of our two media stations that I see out here with the big banners, Power 99 and 100.3, and everyone else that's out here. Now, you've heard or read or whatever, my comments with regard to Trayvon Martin, and this is a tragedy in our country. But I want to make sure that we have the capacity to think about a couple different things at the same time. I do not want to take any attention away from what has happened in Florida. But as the mayor of this city, I also need to make sure that we're paying attention to what's going on around the corner.
That's right. That's right.
Around the corner. There were more than 200 African-American men and boys killed in this city last year.
That's right.
Most were killed by other African Americans, males. This is a tragedy that's taking place all across the United States of America. If you look at the top 25 cities in the country, what you will find, victims of homicide are anywhere from 40 to 80% of the victims of homicide in the top 25 cities in the United States of America are African American men. More oftentimes killed by other African Americans. And in some cities in the West and in the South, those numbers are the same for Latinos. There's something going on in this country. And so organizations that we have here on the ground in Philadelphia and mayors of cities across America with Cities United are trying to bring some focus to this issue of violence in our community, the proliferation of illegal weapons, the anger and the outbreaks of violence that are stripping us in our communities of young black men and black people in particular all across America. 85% of the homicide victims in Philadelphia last year were black folks. Again, more oftentimes than not, killed by others. And so there's something going on. If there were 5 trains that crashed today, if a couple planes, unfortunately, God forbid, fell out of the sky, if somebody reported that there were 5 bags of spinach on shelves that were toxic, they would be snatched off. There would be news alerts. There would be an investigation. The Congress would try to figure out what was going on. The National Transportation Safety Board would stop every plane from flying, every train from moving. If there was cars that were having problems, they would be recalled. How is it possible that thousands of black men, thousands of black people killed every year and no one says a word?
That's right.
If the terrorists killed 200 black men last year, just in this city, there would be an FBI and a Justice Department investigation trying to figure out what had happened. That's right. But somehow, some way, if it's just day to day, if it's just those folks, if it's just bad people doing other things to other folks, if it's not in my neighborhood, then somehow it just goes not even below the radar screen, it doesn't register on the radar screen. And all I'm saying is we need to pay attention not only to that young brother and what that's about, and there are a lot of unanswered questions about that. He was assassinated, and we have to be careful that some in the media don't try to assassinate him a second time on his reputation. How is it possible that we don't know a lot more about what happened 30 days ago for someone who was murdered in that town? But there are cases that go unsolved in this city for long periods of time because we have no information, because nobody wants to give it up, because that killer is still on our streets terrorizing somebody else in some other neighborhood. So we are very concerned about Florida, but I'm also concerned about the 135 square miles of the city of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, the city with the love statue. I think it was the Black Eyed Peas. Said, where is the love? Well, I was up here earlier talking about the love. We have to show more love for each other. We have to stop hating ourselves and each other.
Yes.
That's what's going to unify this city. That's what's going to unify this country. But we have to do some things for us, about us, with us, to get us together. God bless you. God keep you. Let us stay strong. Let us stay focused. We can focus on more than one thing at a time. Let's pay attention to what they're doing in Florida, but I want to know what's going on around the block. Thank you.